Girls, good morning. Today again one more session on ordinary differential equations, initial value problems and solution methods, numerical methods. Okay, I'm now going to present you the class, sharing the document. Can you all see the document, girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes. Now, see numerical solution of ordinary differential equations, girls. I already discussed about this in the previous section, means previous session. Once again I'm doing it. See, you all know how to solve ordinary differential equations by using analytical methods, which you did in first year degree, and also you did somewhat in your senior intermediate. Okay, to this class means advanced numerical analysis. You are going to learn how to solve ordinary differential equations of first order first degree using numerical methods. Okay, and these numerical methods will not give you exact solutions, girls, but you'll be finding out the approximate solutions to the desired accuracy. Okay, and you are going to deal with the problem of this kind only. This is first order first degree differential equation standard form, girls. Dy by dx is equal to f of xy, and with the initial condition will be given to you, y at x0 is equal to y0. See, any solution of first order first degree differential equation will have a constant, so one condition is given here. Okay, so y at x0 is equal to y0, so x0 y0 is the initial condition. Okay, now so this first order first degree differential equation with this initial condition is called as initial value problem. Remember, you have only this kind of initial value problems where there is only one dependent variable y, one independent variable x. Okay, so many methods are there, girls, but in your syllabus we have only 5 different methods of solving such kind of initial value problems. So in the previous class already we discussed about the Taylor series method of solving initial value problem and Picard's method of successive approximations. Okay, today in this class I'm going to explain to you once again Euler's method of solving this initial value problem, and of course modified Euler's method. Okay, and what you have to do is you have to do 2 problems for each model and submit in the Google class. So let us move on to the Euler's method. These Euler's method problems you can expect for short answers, girls. Okay, short answer means like some problems can be asked for either short answer, long answer also. It depends on how many iterations you're going to do the problem. Okay, so please be thorough with every method and you must be sure of the notations, girls. Okay, so remember, you'll be given an initial value problem like this: dy by dx is equal to f of xy, means some relation in x and y. Function of xy means you will have a function of xy, means it is a function in 2 variables. A relation between x and y will be given to you, and remember, this is the standard form of first order first degree differential equation. And here you have initial condition. Initial condition means I told you solution means the relation between the dependent variable and independent variable y and x. So solution, in that solution, if you replace x0, x by x0, y by y0, you'll be able to find out the constant. Okay, this is the initial condition, girls. Remember, for x, x0, and for y at x0, you are calling it as y0. Now, how to solve this initial value problem using Euler's method? And Euler's method is a one-step method, girls. Your aim is to find out a solution of this problem. You'll get y1, y2, y3, so on. What is y1? Y1 is y at x1, y2 is y at x2, y3 is y at x3. What is x1? X1 is x0 plus h. X2 is x1 plus h. X3 is x2 plus h. Okay, see, x0 plus h will give you x1, x1 plus h will give you x2, x2 plus h will give you x3, so on. When you know x1, y at x1 is denoted by y suffix 1. Y at x2 is denoted by y suffix 2. Y at x3 is denoted by y suffix 3. Okay, so your aim is to find out the approximate value of y at x1, at x2, at x3, so on. Means y1, y2, y3, so on. Okay, so basically I'll explain to you this procedure here. See here you have altogether an interval here x0 to xn, and x0 to xn means there are altogether n plus 1 arguments, and you are dividing this n plus 1 arguments like into n sub intervals, okay, with equal interval of differencing h. Okay, like this I explained to you, know, x1 minus x0 is h, x2 minus x1 is h, x3 minus x2 is h. So n plus 1 arguments are divided into n sub intervals with h as the interval of differencing. So now these are the arguments, the values of x, different values of x, and the corresponding entries you may know, may not know. Okay, now see here the solution of the equation 1 is what? Here if you see, dy by dx is called as a slope, you know, slope. It is a slope at a point x comma y. So dy by dx is the slope of the curve at the point x comma y. So how to find out y1? I told you y1 means y at x1. So what you are doing, you are taking the first interval x0, x1. Okay. Now you are finding out the equation of the tangent at the point x0, y1, y0. Equation of the tangent is a line, no? Equation of the line is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1, where m is the slope, okay? And just now I explained to you, this is slope. So slope at the point x0, y0, okay? So you're finding out the equation of the tangent to the curve, and that curve equation of the tangent is a line. So equation of the line passing through the point x0, y0 is y minus y0 is equal to m. M is the slope into x minus x0, okay? So here dy by dx at x0 y0, dy by dx at x0 y0 is denoted by f of x0 y0. Okay, so I replace dy by dx with x0 y0 at x0 y0 by fx0 comma y0. So y minus y0 is equal to f of x0 comma y0 into x minus x0. So your aim is to find out y. Y is equal to, you bring y0 to the other side, y0 plus x minus x0 into f of x0 comma y0. But here if you remember, x minus x0 is h, girls. Okay, like afterwards you'll take x1 minus x0 is h, like that. So x1 minus x0 is h, x2 minus x1, like that you have to go on. Okay, now this is the y is equal to y0 plus x minus x0 into f of x0 y0. Here if you put x is equal to x1, that's what I'm saying, x1 minus x0 will become h. So that y1 will be equal to y0 plus h f of x0 y0. So using this formula you get y1. What did I do? I started with x0, I got x1, and by using this, you will get y1, where y1 is y at x1. Okay. Now, how to find out y2? Y2 means y at x2, girls. Y at x2. Okay, what is x2? I gave you here, x2 is x1 plus h. So x2 minus x1 is h. Okay, from x1 you're going to get x2, and from x2, y at x2, if you see, you'll get y2. Okay, so now you arrived at y1, which is y at x1. In a same way, if you proceed, like now you have to start with the interval. What interval? X1, x2. Okay, so in that case, you will have to get. Now, see, this is how you will find out the formula. See here, y minus y1 is equal to derivative of y with respect to x at x1 y1 into x minus x1. Okay, so y minus y1 is equal to derivative of y with respect to x at x1 y1. Now you are starting with x1 y1, girls. So if you put here x1 y1, it becomes f of x1 y1, girls. Okay, so now you have here y minus y1 is equal to f of x1 y1 into x minus x1. See, in the first step, you started with x0, x1, girls. Okay, and you wrote the equation of the tangent line at this point x0, y0, and you got the y1 formula. Now you are starting with x1, x2 to get y2 at x2. Okay, so here you have to replace x0 by x1, x1 by x2. So y minus y1 is equal to derivative of y with respect to x at x1 y1 into x minus x1. So y minus y1 is equal to, here I said no, dy by dx at x0 y0 is fx0 comma y0. Dy by dx we need now at x1 y1. So at x1 y1 means f of x1 y1. So I have to put here f of x1 y1 into x minus x1. So here y0 means here y1 for us. So y1 plus x minus x1 fx1 y1. So here what you have to get now? Y2. Y2 means y at x2. So replace x by x2. In such case, what will you get? Y is equal to y1 plus x2 minus, already you have your x1. x2 minus x1 f of x1 y1. See, x2 minus x1 is h girls, f of x1 y1. Okay, so repeat the above process with x1 y1 in place of x0 y0 means this much girls. Okay, I repeat once again. In the first step you started with x0 y0 x0 x1. Now you got y1. Now you're going to get y2 y at x2. So what you have to do is you repeat this process with the x1 y1 in place of x0 y0, starting with x1 x2. Okay, so here the equation of the tangent at x1 y1 is y minus y1 is equal to derivative at x1 y1 into x minus x1. So y minus y1 is equal to derivative at x0 y0 is fx0 y0. We now need derivative of y at x1 y1, which is f of x1 y1, and here x minus x1. So y minus y1 is equal to x minus x1 into f of x1 y1. So to get y2, you have to put for x x2. So when you put for here x x2, you get y is equal to y1 plus x2 minus, already you have your x1. x2 minus x1 f of x1 y1. So x2 minus x1 is h, f of x1 y1, and here y1. So the same process again you have to repeat to get y3. y3 is y at x3 girls. Y at x3 means you start the same procedure like how you started in the first stage. You started with x0 y0 and with x1 x0 x1. So now x1 y1 you started, and then now x2 y2 to get y3. So y3 is y2 plus h of x2 y2. See, in this way, if you go on finding out y1, y2, y3, so on, you will be getting the general Euler's formula. yn is yn minus 1 plus h f of xn minus 1 comma yn minus 1. Remember, girls, here each stage you are finding out better approximations, y1, y2, y3, y4, so on. As you go on, you'll be getting the best approximation. Okay, every time you'll be getting better approximation only. So you must remember this formula. When there is 3, you have your 2, 2, 2. When there is 2, 1 here, you're having 0, 0, 0. When there is 2 here, 1, 1, 1. So now when there is n here, 1 less. Yn minus 1 plus h fx1 minus yn minus 1. Okay, so this is a general Euler's formula, girls. So what you have to do is you'll be given an initial value problem. Y not like this, dy by dx is equal to f of xy and yx0 is y0. You will be asked to find out y1, y2, y3, so on. Only y1, y2 means it can be for short answer. If they ask you to find out y1, y2, y3, y4 means can be taken as an essay. So how to find y1? Use this formula. y1 is equal to y0 plus h of x0 y0. To get y1, what you have to do? You use this formula. y2 is equal to y1 plus h f of x1 y1. To get y3, you use the formula y2 plus hf of x2 y2. So once you have x0, girls, he will give you h value, girls. If he gives you the h value, you find out x1. x0 plus h will give you x1. x1 plus h will give you x2. x2 plus h will give you x3, so on. Okay. So your aim is to find out y1, y2, y3, for which you need x1, x2, x3. Okay. So to get y3, you use this formula y2 plus h will be given to you, girls, and find out x0, x1, x2 means from x0 find x1, from x1 find x2. And once you get previous iteration y2, you substitute here to get y3. Okay, so let us see the merits of this method, girls. Here, actually, it is real. You can consider this method for finding out some theoretical values. That way, it is very, very helpful. And you can see the best approximate value only when you find out higher approximations, like go on finding out like y4, y5, y6, y10. Then only you'll be knowing the best approximate value. Okay, each step will give you better approximate value. Okay. And demerits. See, actually, it will give you more error. That's why applications we use this limited applications are there, and it's a very slow process, girls. So to reach the desired accurate value, you'll have to go for the number of approximations. Okay, so that's why in the question he will mention up to 2 decimals, up to 3 decimals, up to 4 decimals. So you'll be able to complete the problem in the limited time. Okay, otherwise it takes a number of approximations you have to go on finding out to get the desired accuracy. Okay, but it is a one step process, girls. Like from y0 you get y1 immediately, from y1 you get y2 immediately, from y2 you get y3 immediately. Okay, so this question usually will be asked for short answer questions. And the derivation part, just now I explained to you know how to get the general Euler's formula. You will have to explain. And you remember, girls, it's a homework to you. I explained to you the first step here, how to get formula y1 from y0. And now you write for the second one y2. I explained to you just now, and also I gave you how to proceed like this. You replace x0 by x1, y0 by y1. That's all. You will get a formula for y2. That better you write here, girls. When you were given this in the examination, when you are given this in the examination, better you explain 2 steps rather than writing like this. Okay, so please see that you derive the formula for y2 here in the same steps. Like wherever you have x0, replace by x1. Wherever you have x1, replace by x2. And wherever you have y0, replace by y1. Okay, x0 to x1, x1 to x2, y0 to y1. You get immediately the formula for y2. Better you write that instead of writing like this, as this being a short answer question. Now let us move to the second method, girls. It is like we have demerits, 2 more demerits, girls. Now see, I told you this method is limited use because of large error, and also very slow process it is. It takes a number of iterations you have to go on finding out to get the better approximate value. Moreover, if you see that so many values are there, means for arguments, you better not to make use of this, because x1, x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, up to that it is okay. But when you have larger range of values of x, maybe like more than 10, 12, like that, you need not go for this method. Okay, unless otherwise is specified. Okay, the next one is practical importance. It's more, I told you know, as I said earlier, it has got more theory, considerable for theory, and less considerable for practical purposes. So please be thorough with merits and demerits of every method, girls. They may ask you know to derive the formula and write at least one merit and demerit for short answer questions. Okay, now let us move to the next method, modified Euler's method. So I told you already, in this unit you have only initial value problems, first order, first degree initial value problems with one dependent variable y, one independent variable x, and with the initial condition y at x0 is equal to y0. You must know the notation to understand what is given, what is asked to find out. Okay, as I said earlier, x0 will be given to you, girls. H also will be known to you. So x0 plus h will give you x1. x1 plus h will give you x2. You can get x3 by adding h to x2, so on. And notation again, I'm repeating, y1 is y at x1, where x1 is x0 plus h. y2 is y at x2, where x2 is x1 plus h. y3 is y at x3, where x3 is x2 plus h. Okay, you have now so many values of x, and your aim is to find out y1, y2, y3, where y1 is y at x1, y2 is y at x2, y3 is y at x3. So as I said earlier, like Euler's method is one step process. From y0 directly you get y1, from y1 directly you get y2, from y2 you get y3 in a step. But whereas in modified Euler's method, it is a better method. It gives you less error. It is more advisable to do the problem by modified Euler's method. Now, how we are finding out y1? I'm explaining to you here. y1 is by the notation y at x1. So you will not get directly y1 like in case of Euler's method. y1 is there in Euler's method. What did you see? y1 is here y0 plus h into f of x0 y0. Okay, f of xy is known to you, x0, y0 known to you, and h will be given to you. Just add to y0, you get y1. In a step, you're getting it. Whereas to get y1 here in modified Euler's method, you have to find out approximate values for y1. First approximation for y1, second approximation for y1, third approximation for y1, and like this you keep on finding out the approximate values for y1. That will be the best approximate value of y1. Okay, so you are not getting immediately one step y1 like in case of Euler's method. You must see the difference between Euler's method and modified Euler's method. Euler's method is a one-step process, whereas modified Euler's method is it is successive approximations. Okay, so how to find out y1 from y0 is given here. Okay, so y1 you will not get in a step, so you have to first write this. Y1 at 0 bracket 0 is y0 plus h of x0 y0. This is the formula, Euler's formula. Okay, so Euler's formula we don't put bracket, but y1 is y0 plus h of x0 y0. So you put bracket. So this is your starting one. Now you are finding out the first approximate value for y1, that is denoted by y1 bracket 1. Okay, so first approximate for y1 is y1 bracket 1, which is y0. Y0 is known to you girls in the question, and h will be given to you girls, so h by 2. And f of xy is known to you, x0 y0 are known to you, so f of x0 y0 you can find, plus here f of x1 is what I said, once you know h, and as you know x0 plus h will give you x1. So here you find out f of x1, comma, just now you found out y1 bracket 0. Y1 bracket 0 is nothing but y1 as you did in case of Euler's method. Y1 is y0 plus h into f of x0 y0. That is denoted by y1 bracket 0. You substitute that here, y1 bracket 0, to get y1 bracket 1. The first approximation for y1 girls. Okay, this is not y1 value. This is a first approximation for y1. Now, you see here how to get the second approximation for y1. Again, you are finding out y1 girls, which is y at x1. So second approximation for y1, how will you get? You denote it by y1 bracket 2. This bracket will give you what approximation it is. Okay, first approximation for y1 is y1 bracket 1. First approximation for y1 means here down y1 bracket 1. Second approximation for y1 means y1 only bracket 2. Third approximation for y1 is y1 only bracket 3. So to get the second approximation for y1, that is denoted by y1 bracket 2 is, again here see compare y0 only, h by 2 only, f of x0 y0. Till here it is common. Only thing is here we have f of x1 comma y1 bracket 0. Here you will have f of x1 comma y1 bracket 1. Okay, the previous approximation you are substituting here. Now you see third approximation for y1. It is y1 bracket 3. Notation, please make sure that you are thorough with the notation. y1 bracket 3 is, again till here it is same girls, y0 only, because from y0 you are getting y1 girls. So y0 only, h is known to you, f of x0 y0 only, here plus f of, see here y1 bracket 1 means you put here y1 bracket 0. y1 bracket 2 means you put y1 bracket 1. y1 bracket 3 means you have to put here y1 bracket 2. So you know what is f of xy girls? It is a relation between x and y. So you replace x by x1, replace y by y1 bracket 2 to get this value. And already f of x0 y0 is known to you. And then find the value. Like this you keep on finding out first approximate value for y1, second approximate value for y1, third approximate value for y1. How long you must continue like this until you get two equal approximations in succession. Maybe y1 bracket 4 is equal to y1 bracket 5 means you can end the process. That will give you y1. Okay, sometimes y1 bracket 5 may be equal to y1 bracket 6 and that would be your y1. Okay, and you see up to how many decimals you can see that they are equal. It depends on your type, and also in the question if it is mentioned, you must take the decimals up to that place value. Okay, up to 2 decimals, up to 3 decimals, up to 4 decimals. So y1 bracket 3 is equal to y1 bracket 4 up to 4 decimals. Otherwise, y1 bracket 4 must be equal to y1 bracket 5 up to 4 decimals. Then only that will be taken as final y1 value. Okay. So keep on finding out the approximate values for y1 until you get two equal approximations in succession to the desired accuracy or place of decimals. Okay, so from y0 you are able to find out y1. See, to get y1 so many steps are involved, so this is not a one step process like in case of Euler's method. That is the difference between Euler's method and modified Euler's method. This is a better method and it will give you less error. Now let us see how to find out y2, girls. So we have in our hand y1 now. So from y1 you're going to find out y2. See, this is the Euler's formula only, girls. There we have y1 is equal to y0 plus h of x naught y0. See, what do we have? Y0 is equal to, like y1 is equal to y0 plus h of x naught y0. Now you're finding out y2. So y2 is equal to y1 plus h of x1 y1. See, here we start with x0 y0 to get x1 y1, girls. So now you're starting with x1 y1 to get x2 y2. Okay, see here the reference is y1 is written in y0 x0 y0. Okay, now you're writing y2, so y1 x1 y1. This is how you have to remember. So y2 bracket 0 is y1 plus h fx1 y1. If it is y1 means it is y0 plus h fx0 y0. Okay, so this is the starting one. Now first approximation for y2 means the same formula, girls. See, first approximation for y2 means y2 bracket 1. Second approximation for y2 means y2 bracket 2. Third approximation for y2 means y2 bracket 3. So first approximation means y1 plus h by 2 f of x1 by 1, same formula, iterative formula. The difference is here you have to replace here x1 by x2, y2 with the previous y2 bracket 0. Now second approximation value for y2 is, see notation, second approximation is mentioned in the bracket. y2, you are finding out the second approximation, y2 bracket 2. It is y1 plus h by 2 f of x1 y1 plus f of x2, the previous value, y2 bracket 1. Okay, now third approximate value for y2 is y2 bracket 3, girls. y2 bracket 3 means third approximate value for y2. Until here it is the same, and only here is the last part you are substituting the previous value. Like this, you are not getting from y1 y2 immediately, girls. It is a step-by-step process, not a one step process, a single step process. It is step-by-step process. So each step is involving so many approximations. So y2 bracket 0, you start from y2 bracket 0, get y2 bracket 1, y2 bracket 2, y2 bracket 3, and you keep on finding out like this till you get two equal approximate values for y2 in succession. Means y2 bracket 4 must be equal to y2 bracket 5. Or y2 bracket 4 must be equal to y2 bracket 5. Equal to means after how many decimals? Up to 2 decimals or up to 3 decimals. It depends on the time constraint and also the question. Okay, now you practice up to 4 decimals. Okay, so you continue finding out y2 bracket 3, y2 bracket 4, and you have to do till you get two equal approximations in succession. Okay, so there's like this, you start now to find y3. To find y3, what you have to do, girls? You start with y3 bracket 0. See, you replace y1 by y2, x1 by x2, y1 by y2. So remember, this is the starting one. Basing on this, you're going to go find out the respective approximations. Okay, first approximate value for y3, see, first approximation bracket 1 y3. Second approximation for y3 means bracket 2 y3. Third approximation for y3 means bracket 3 y3. Only difference is here you start with this one. If it is y1, it will be y1 and it will be in zeros. If it is y2, it will be in ones. If it is y3, it will be in twos. y2 plus h of x2 y2, and this is the notation from which you get y3 bracket 1, first approximation for y3, and from this you get y3 bracket 2, second approximation for y3, so on. Again, you have to find out y3's continuous approximations to get the best approximate value for y3. Okay, so proceed like this till you get two equal approximation succession to the desired accuracy, girls. Okay, with this we'll come to the end of today's lecture, and two methods I explained to you, girls, and please do the problems 2 for each model. Thank you. Girls, do you have any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Now I explained to you girls only in letters. Please do the problems. Okay. Please do the problems without